Math Mysteries Explained, number 1. Do you recognize this? It's one of those awful puzzles we see on social media a lot. People argue about the right answer. Let's look at how to solve this. First, let's look at some details. Start with the first row. Notice that the clocks show different times. 2 of them say 9 o'clock and 1 says 3 o'clock. 9 plus 9 plus 3 equals 21. A common mistake made here is to assume that each clock has the same value, leading people to assume that each clock is worth 21 divided by 3, or 7. But really, each clock has the value of the time shown on it. Moving on to the second row, we have calculators that are all identical. Look at the digits displayed on each one. They are all the same, so we can assume they all have the same value. Notice that the digits add up to 10 and the sum of the row is 30. We conclude that either each calculator is valued at 10 or at the sum of their digits. If we sneak a peek at the calculator in the final row, we see that its digits are different from these. Obviously, some trickery is afoot. So we conclude that each calculator is valued at the sum of their digits. The third row is light bulbs. Notice that this row also has a combination of addition and subtraction. There is nothing to lead us to believe that any of the bulbs have a different value from any of the others. So we can assume that each one has the same value. Let's call it x. If we look at x plus x minus x equals 15, x minus x is 0. So we're just left with x equals 15. So we conclude that each bulb is worth 15. We've seen that the clock is valued at the time it shows, the calculator is valued as the sum of its digits, and the bulb is worth 15. Let's put it all together to evaluate the last line. The clock is worth 9. The calculator is worth the sum of the digits displayed. 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 4 equals 9. And the bulbs, hey, wait, what's going on here? We have 3 bulbs, but they look different from the ones before. Notice that each bulb has 4 beams around it, where the ones before had 5 each. We showed mathematically that each bulb in the third row is worth 15. If each bulb with 5 beams on it is worth 15, it makes sense that each beam is worth 15 divided by 5, or 3. So it seems that each beam on a bulb is worth 3. On the last row, each bulb has 4 beams, and there are 3 bulbs, so we can see that the group of bulbs has a value of 3 times 4 equals 12. Now we can translate the final row into Mathlish. That's what I call the language of math. The bottom row represents the equation 9 plus 9 times 12 equals question mark. Now we just need to evaluate the expression 9 plus 9 times 12, and we'll have our answer. Lots of people make it to this step but still come up with an incorrect answer. This is because they don't properly apply the order of operations. All we have here is addition and multiplication. The order of operations says that multiplication comes before addition. 9 plus 9 times 12. First, we have to perform the multiplication. 9 times 12 is 108. Then we can perform the addition. 9 plus 108 equals 117. And there's your answer. What do you think? If you disagree or have questions, email me and let's talk about it.